Hello, my loves, and welcome to this week's readings for each astrological sign. It's the week of December 19th, 2022, and this first video is part 1. So here we have Aries through Virgo. Part 2 will have Libra through Pisces. So be sure to check the readings based on your sun or your rising sign, or both. Really, whatever you're drawn to and whatever feels the most connected for you is the best choice. So let's jump right into it. And we're approaching the holidays for many, definitely a chaotic time of year. So let's see what Spirit has in store for us. What does Spirit have for Aries this week? What guidance? As always, if you like what I do, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out my website and Instagram for info on booking your own reading too. All right, little Aries. What messages do we have for Aries? Do one more. All right, Aries signs, rising or sun. 2, spiritual union. Okay, Aries. 21, universe. And 18, shadow. All right, I feel like a lot of different relational things are coming up for you, and I want to say that was prevalent last week as well. I feel that you're ending a lot of karmic cycles with people, and it's causing a lot of frustration under the surface. So this is where the shadow card comes in, number 18. You need to be doing your shadow work here, finding how you can kind of cultivate more acceptance. I don't even want to say toward the people in your life, but I guess toward how things have played out in your life, how your relationships have played out. You are seeing things more for the reality of what they are. And that's been definitely bringing up a lot of grievances for you, Aries. 2, the spiritual union card reminds us that our relationships are a mirror. So this doesn't mean that we are like that person, but rather they invite us to take a look at where we need healing, where we are still holding on to past wounds, why someone is continuing to trigger us. Why can we not accept them for who they are? Why can we not accept just how they continue to show up? And if you're feeling like you're constantly triggered and upset, like what boundaries can you implement moving forward with these particular people in your life? The universe card is calling you to look at the big picture here, right? Our relationships are meant to help us grow and learn about ourselves and understand ourselves at a deeper level. Not every relationship is going to be harmonious. It doesn't mean it's not valuable, okay? The most disharmonious relationships that you have are probably the most valuable in terms of you becoming who you are and growing into your own skin. So just know that and try to do the best you can this week, Aries, to check in with yourself, slow it down, go to therapy. Like, a third perspective is going to be really helpful for you right now, or an outside perspective if you're really struggling with coming to terms with certain things, okay? So that's not going to go away this week. It's not going to go away this year for you, Aries. A lot of relationship shifts coming forward for you. So this is something you can't really ignore right now. All right, next up we have Taurus. Let's see what Spirit has for Taurus this week. What guidance, what messages does Taurus need from Spirit? What does Taurus need to know? All right, we have third eye chakra, number 6, 3, fertility, and 11, balance. All right, Taurus, I see fresh new beginnings for you. You have a ton of blue in these cards as well, which brings me right to your throat chakra. So I feel you were having to speak up and speak out about the things that you want more than ever. Your family life is definitely changing a lot. So I see like some of us leaving relationships where we have a baby with somebody, and then others where we're like deciding we want a baby, and that's maybe something that hasn't been an idea of ours. Just overall like this like new beginning, this new fresh energy coming in. So if the baby aspect isn't super prevalent to you, it might just be like this new sort of like a rebirth, brand new stage in your life, okay? So it's going to be really important as things change around you to make sure that your inner world is balanced as best as you possibly can. The more balanced your inner world is, the more stable you'll be as things change around you. And I do see big changes coming, but all of it is positive. All of it is for the best. I feel that you're feeling really confident around it and just excited and happy to move forward, Taurus. I know that things have been a little crazy for you lately, so this does seem like a blessing for you. Kind of like a break in the chaos. So even if things feel heavy moving forward, you're going to be sent this like sense of peace to continue to make the changes that you need to make and to continue to move forward on the right path. So make sure you're using your discernment. Make sure you are really tapping inward when making any decisions, having any conversations with people, and seeing things for the reality that they are and not what you want them to be, Taurus. All right. Next up we have Gemini. What does Spirit have for Gemini this week? What guidance, what messages does Gemini need? All right, Gemini. It's like a sigh of relief because I feel you stressed. 3, rejoice in celebration. Okay, that's nice. 15, temptation. And then 2, intuition. Okay, Gemini, I feel like there's a bit of self-sabotaging going on here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Rejoice in celebration. So you are surrounded by a really amazing support system. I feel like you have really good people in your inner circle. You also have really set the standards higher in the past year or so. Ooh, the wind blows everything away. And you're feeling really good about who's in your circle. People are celebrating you. You feel very loved and nurtured by your relationships. And that just goes to show like all the progress that you've made, all the work that you've done. Like you have cultivated those relationships, and it's not by mistake that, you know, you do have supportive people around you. So this is where the self-sabotage comes in, because we have 15 temptation card. This is when Spirit wants you to be really mindful of ways in which you are disassociating, distracting yourself, maybe falling into addictive patterns to cope with things. I could see some of us like mindless scrolling. And honestly, sleep is coming up. Are you just like laying around like sleeping to like avoid shit going on in your life? I don't know why it's funny, but yeah, I just feel like you know you're doing it, which is why it's funny. You know that you are not really wanting to deal with the current life situation because you don't really know what direction to take. And at this point in time, yes, we got to use our intuition. Obviously, we got the intuition card too about change, but you're not going to have the answers right away. And I think there needs to be an acceptance around that for you. You are so worried about getting everything right and making the right decision, particularly when it comes to career and like life path here, Gemini. But you need to just start somewhere and see how things go. And if you need a course correct, you can continue to do that always and forever, right? You don't just make a decision and you're stuck with it forever. But I feel like you are really not going to action here, and you're being called to action. But first and foremost, there needs to be a time to go inward and ask yourself, like, what am I afraid if I take a particular step? Like, what things are holding me back? What fears do I have? What inner dialogue is like keeping me stagnant and keeping me where I am? Okay, it's going to take some time. You have some more healing to do before you're going to get to your final destination, but that doesn't mean it's not beneficial to start. All right, Jim. Next up, we have Cancer. What does Spirit have for Cancer this week? What guidance does Cancer need? What messages? I'm a little bit nipply out here, I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh, bad shuff. Alright, can't. 2 bad shuffs in a row, and a card fell out. What the fuck is going on? Alright, we're going to see what that rando card is, you bet. Okay, Cancer. So the random card is moving on. Nice. Oh, that's a heavy one. 8 power. Fuck. And 7 deception and envy. Okay. This is a moving on from a very, very, very heavy relationship. This could be divorce for some of you. This could be moving away from a family member that's been incredibly, I hate just saying toxic, because I feel like we overuse that word so much, but the dynamic itself has been toxic, for lack of better words. So I find you moving away and really stepping into more of your personal power. And right now you're not feeling that. Like, you're not feeling incredibly empowered and strong, but you're finally getting the courage to move away from this situation. So some of us, this has happened pretty abruptly, Cancer. We haven't had a ton of time to prepare, but at the same time, you know you have to do it. You know you have to move away from this person, whatever that looks like. You're also trying to figure out how you can let go of the pain and the hurt that's come up for you and not let it, you don't want to continue to hold this, right? You don't want to continue to carry this for a long time. The Power card asking you to, tap into your innate power the best that you can. Know that you hold everything in the universe. You hold the power to alchemize this pain and this like dark period in your life, right? It's not forever. It's literally an opportunity for growth, an opportunity to heal even deeper than you had before, and to meet yourself even deeper than you ever have. Deception, envy, again, with the moving on, this is what we're moving away from any manipulation. There seems to be this whole control dynamic with this person. So I feel like they really got in your head and made you feel guilty or shameful about acting or being a certain way. And you're finally beginning to realize oh my God, I can't believe I've given this person so much energy, or I let this go for so long. But don't beat yourself up on top of it, right? You only are doing the best that you can, obviously. So give yourself some grace. Know that you're forever growing, changing, evolving. You're a human being. It's going to take some time, right? Tap into that power to remind yourself that you can get through this, and you will get through it. And you know that, don't make it worse on yourself by shaming your own damn self, right? That's basically abuse anyways. All right, a lot changing for Cancer. All right, next up we have Leo. Let's see what guidance Spirit has for Leo this week. That shuffle was pretty crazy for Cancer. All right, my little fire sign, Leo. What we got, Spirit? Ooh, that's nice. We have 4 foundations and achievements. Very nice. 12 sacrifice, all these rainbows. And then 9 spiritual strength. Okay, Leo, I feel like your foundation has been the topic lately in your life, just trying to figure out, some of you are trying to figure out where you want to plant roots. Some of you are reassessing the roots that you've already planted, right? So this could mean your literal foundation where you're living. Also career, that's something that roots us foundationally, and our closest relationships. But I'm seeing it more having to do with location. And some of us are moving. I see some of us picking up and just traveling, trying to figure out where it is we want to be long-term, Leo. So you might be getting a chance opportunity this week, and it's something that is going to open doors for you if you do find that, especially if it's something that even semi seems exciting or lights you up in any way. I really want you to, sit with it and see if you're called to move forward. I think that you've been wanting to explore more. You've been wanting to try something different, but you don't feel fully grounded. And, that also comes within yourself. You're not going to, you don't need a particular place to feel like home, but at the same time, if you're called somewhere, it's something to follow, right? And some of us flourish in certain places and some of us don't. So we don't want to ignore that, right? If you are doing your best to do your inner work and ground yourself and, focus on creating home and peace within yourself, and you still feel like a particular area isn't for you, that's something to listen to, right? And then we have 9 spiritual strength. So this is Spirit saying, if you are frustrated, if you are tired, I'm feeling some of us are just like so loopy tired, like feeling a little bit delusional, Leo. So if you're feeling that, you know, this is just asking for like that final push, that little bit of hope that you have left to continue to push yourself forward, to continue to focus on the goals and the things that you do want, that this is not going to last that much longer, this feeling of exhaustion. I feel like toward the end of this year, you'll finally get to take a deep breath, you know, feel like the weight of things going on around you are not quite as heavy, Leo. And like I said, you will be getting new opportunities, so things are going to change for you pretty quickly, and just have faith that that's going to happen, because it definitely is. All right, last but not least, for part 1, we have Virgo. Oh, as I pull my hair out, let's see what Spirit has for Virgo this week, what guidance, what messages Virgo may need. I'm not ready for this. I'm a Virgo, but that's alright. Ooh, patience and planning. This is funny. 11, balance. Are we just all scattered AF right now? An 8, accelerated motion. Okay, Virgo. This is definitely heavy on career. Just being called this week to get clear about different things that you want and to actually start moving a plan forward. Okay, like I was saying about Gemini, you can course correct, Virgo. So just moving forward. I feel like you've had a lot of ideas about particular directions you want your work to go in, and you're feeling almost like paralyzed by all these options. But I think, you know, you gotta give yourself some time to be present and just see what comes up for you. So how can you quiet the space around you? This is where the balance comes in. Number 11, how can you quiet your mind? How can you find more stillness, find more time alone, and just like listen to your thoughts that are coming up, right? Listen to how certain things make you feel and what feels exciting to you and what is like draining you, right? You know what's draining you, you know what's not draining you, and that's the biggest thing here. Yes, you want to listen to your thoughts, but also like listen to the energy behind these thoughts. So think of the things in work when you're doing them, and just your everyday life when you're doing particular things. What is draining you and what feels good to you? Literally take note of these things, because that's going to be prevalent in how you move forward. You cannot move forward and grow and build and expand if you're constantly draining and burning yourself out on things that you're not even super excited about. So once you get clear about that with patience and planning, you know, things are going to open up for you in a big way. So definitely be sure to take the time to figure out what route you want to take and what that's going to look like, but also be open to that plan changing, be open to that adjusting as time goes. Okay, Virgo, 'cause you got a lot going for you. There's a lot of good things. All right, that was part 1 for the week of December 19th. As always, if you like what I do, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Anything helps. Also check out my Instagram, where I have a ton of free posts and information about healing, all that good shit, communication, relating, you know, all the above. Also check out my website if you're interested in booking your own personal reading or one-on-one video call. Otherwise, I will see y'all next week. Be sure to tune in and have a great holiday.